Welcome to Exotic Astrology, ladies and gentlemen. So, we have a new question. What is the difference between the placements of Saturn in the D1 chart versus the D10 chart? So, if you have Saturn in a particular house in D1 and in another house in D10, what does it mean actually? Well, see, you have to understand this. You have to understand fundamentally what Saturn is and what does these charts represent. So you have to understand what does D1 represents and what does D10 represent. Okay, so therefore the D1 chart is like the culmination of all the karmas that you have, that you are going to experience in this life. It is a culmination of all other divisional charts, and it shows how in the external realm are things going to manifest. Okay, so therefore, if you have Saturn in a particular house in your chart, in the D1 chart, then it means that there are certain karmas, there is some karmic backlog, there are some disappointments, there are some setbacks which you might face in that area of your life. Okay, so for example, if Saturn is in your seventh house, then there could be delays in marriage. You may not get a partner as you expected, or your marriage may not be as rosy as it seems in the movies. Okay, or if Saturn is in your 10th house, then profession may require much more efforts, for example. Okay, but now suppose this Saturn is in your fourth house in the Dashamsha chart, which is again the chart of profession. Now, the fourth house in a Dashamsha can refer to training, basically, because the fourth house is the house of education and education in profession. So does it mean there's no education in profession? Well, absolutely not, there is. So the fourth house in D10 can show the areas that you need to learn. Okay, so anybody who has fourth house Saturn in the Dashamsha chart, because Saturn is also the Karaka for the Dashamsha chart, we know that, right? So therefore, if you have Saturn in the fourth house, then it means that if you feel you are not progressing in your career, it means you are lacking the necessary knowledge and education. So you should take some training, some online courses, or you should find a mentor. You should take gyan, basically. Fourth house is the house of knowledge, right? So therefore, this is how you can differentiate. Okay, so if you have Saturn in the fourth house in the D1, it can mean anything in general, depending on what the fourth house is indicating in your chart, right? Like, for example, the mother or education in general. Okay, but in the D10, Saturn in the fourth house can show specific challenges with training and hard work that is required. All right, thank you very much. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and stay tuned. And my website is down below for consultations. God is there with you all the time. Just look to Him and you'll find Him. Thank you.